Welcome back, everyone. Um, Due to the turn of events, I've now turned to Monster, Feed the Beast Monster. This is a nice big new mod pack. Um, yeah, there's lots to explore, lots to show you. This is just a quick intro. I didn't want to really show you from the ground up. I thought, well, you probably want to get straight into it and look at look at bigger and better things. So we're going to yeah, show you around here. This is basically my house. This is just my little starting block. We're going to build a big tower. I'm also going to build into the ground a bit, and we're going to yeah build in with the community. We're going to I'll explain that a little bit later on once I show you a few of the things that I've got around here. First of all, just wanted to say to everyone, welcome back. And if you've got any questions, just leave some comments. If there's anything you want me to explain further, just make a comment about that, and I'm sure that I can run through it in later episodes if you want me to show you how to make certain things that or any questions of any particular mods that I might be able to answer. Now with this particular house. I've just put this together in the last week or so. I'm just going to show you around what I've done so far. This is basically my little work area where I can work out of to do just about everything I need to at the moment. And we'll definitely add to it by making monster spawners. I'm going to be making a diamond farm shortly, and I'll show you how I'm going to do that. And we're going to make heaps of other really cool stuff. So anyway, first of all, we've got an XP drain. As you can see up the top, it's an open blocks XP drain. When you stand on it, you drain XP into the open blocks tanks, which is connected up to a servo, which is on the liquid duct pipe there. Now that runs all the way underground and ends up over here, where it pumps it into this tank. Now I do have some explicit names for my weapons. So excuse those, that's just my sense of humour to a certain extent. Yeah, and I'll show you how to make some of these tools later on. I'll be making them for some other people on this server, and I'm sure I'll be making some more later too, so I can show you. Anyway, you right click on this while I'm standing on the drain, and I will gain XP. Now, if I want to drain it back in, I go back over here. If I stand in the middle of the drain, it'll actually drain it faster. If I stand on the edge, it'll do a bit slower. If I stand in the middle, it'll pretty much just drop the whole lot really quick. Now, the reason why I put it over here also is so that when I'm doing enchanting, I can just step over there, grab the XP, get back to it. And also, I've got no problems with anything protruding or getting in my way. Now, if I stand on here, everything comes up and I can start doing my enchanting. As you can see, I've got no levels, so I don't enchanting, but we will get there. And then just step over here, grab your stuff, and get back to it. We're going to get into possibly cleaning some books and making books, all that kind of cool stuff. So anyway, that's one of the things I've made there. The next thing is Tinker's Construct. Now that's what I've made these weapons with. Now if I right click on here, in the smeltery, I've got alumite in here, which you can make from various different ores. Now you can read the books on them from over there, which I've got in a little bookshelf, or you can check the wiki or just ask me and I can answer any questions. Now to make the smeltery also, it's in the book. It pretty much tells you all the components you need, which is a controller. You need a seared tank and you need to have it surrounded by seared bricks. I'm using seared open windows, basically just because they suit it. Casting tables, and you basically put your ingot caster on it, or whatever cast you've got to make, which you will make with these. So you've got to make basically your tools and stuff like that, so your stencils. Then you can get the stencil, make it into a cobblestone, put a piece of cobblestone there, and you'll get and your stencil, then you'll get the cobblestone version. Put the cobblestone version on there, and then put your cast down with your, what's it called? Aluminium brass, that's right. And yeah, that's some stuff I smelted earlier. So yeah, you can do that, and from here, in here you can put different kind of mods on here. I've got lapis, which gives you luck, redstone, which gives you haste, moss, which gives you auto repair. So yeah, we'll get there with a lot of that stuff. There's all sorts of other stuff you can enchant it with, but we'll get there. Or if there's any questions, just ask. Or I'm sure if you look up Tinker's Construct, you'll be able to find most of the info you need. So yeah, things like alumite and aluminium brass. So I've got other types of ores in here. So there's some stuff that I made earlier. I was talking about earlier. So you put your cast down, which is that tool binding, and you pull the alumite and you get one of these. Of course, you need seed brick to make the seed brick stuff. And if you look up the recipe, if you press E when you're in here, you'll be able to see all the stuff here, and you search for it here, and you'll be able to find out the recipe is. So let's say, for instance, I want to know how to make a detector track. It'll show me how to make it, and yeah, go through and drill down and see what I need to do to make it. You can use work tables and things like that to make things easier, which I will show you because I do have them. Because I'll be making solar panels for my power, which can be tedious because there's a bit of work in making solar panels. That was just my choice. Also, yeah, I've been making stuff for my ME drive, which I'll get to. So yeah, that's a custom basin that makes blocks of stuff. You can also make things like glass, things like that in there, which when you go to make any type of glass or you put sand in this, make sure you take any metals out. If you put metals in there, it will just disintegrate and you won't get your glass. So that's basically clear glass that I made in there. Just looks cool. Over here, yes, we've got some bookcases and different types of books. Now, as I was saying before, like if you want to check up a lot of the recipes, you can get your Mighty Smelting Guide, and it will show you through exactly what you need. Plenty of pages of information, how to lay it out, and all that cool stuff. Anything else, I guess you can check a wiki or whatever. But anyway, yeah, there's plenty of books in there and all sorts of cool stuff. As you can see, I've got tool racks, different types of tools, got two different, got different types of tools for different mods. This thing's pretty cool. This thing someone gave me, they found in a dungeon. So stuff for traveling, I can just like point at an area, right click. Oh, sorry. Shift and right click and I'll be there. So that's pretty cool. A lot of people have been doing to harass people thinking that there's Enderman around, which is quite funny. I had I had someone doing it. It's a chisel, so you can make, chiseled stone, things like that. Yeah, there's all sorts of cool stuff in there. Shears, that's old, still vanilla. You got a hammer, which is new. That's all feed the beast wise. Makes plates, which you can also make in the metal former, which I've already made 64, as you can see here. You've also got an extractor. Now, an extractor you can put rubber in, and it will extract out the rubber wood and turn it into pieces of rubber. Now that's going to go straight into my Emmy system. You've got your electric furnace, and you can put, let's say, raw rubber in there, which is what you get when you chop down one of these rubber trees, and it will turn it into a rubber bar. Anyway, you've got your macerators, which basically double your ores. When you first start out, you can use a grinding stone, or grindstone, one of these, and you need also a handle for the top, so you can hit and go around. It's a bit tedious, but it's better than running around when you're at the start. Trying to find ores, you can double your ores with it, and just chuck it into a furnace. So it's an electric furnace and a hopper, so that basically gets any kind of ores that I collect, I put into here. It will go into the hopper and then into the electric furnace, and then it'll go into my ME system, which I'll show you how that's all hooked up later. So for example, let's just get some ores that I've got. These are the only chests I got, basically because they're stuff I don't want to go into the ME system yet. So let me just put that in there in the macerator, and it will double the ores. I've got overclockers in this as well. I'll be putting more in, but as you can see, there's two in furnace. This is the ME system now. The idea is in the island, what we're going to do is we're going to all link up an ME system, so a separate one that we can share. I'm thinking about possibly using some micro blocks, which I'll show you later on too, so you can use smaller blocks, and I'm going to kind of make it look like an ATM, so make withdrawals and deposits. Anyway, so if I right click on this, yeah, you get all your cool stuff. You can store lots in there depending on how many disks you've got, or storage cells, I think they call them, in the disk drives, which I will show you. These are the storage monitors, so you can see how much of a certain type of oil you've got. I can make heaps of them. I've got all sorts of stuff there. You need an Emmy controller to start this whole thing. That needs obviously a bit of power. There's different types of power sources. This is all IC2, which is a mod type. Now, I'll be using solar for them, and I'm storing it into an MFE, which is in there, which can hold 4 million EU. So when you first start out, this metal former absolutely smashes your power. So yeah, just be aware of that. I also had a generator at one stage, so when it was night time, I didn't have enough power, I could chuck the generator on. You can use different types of power, which we'll get into. There's some other people who have been using things like windmill power and all sorts of other stuff. Anyway, this is basically a converter. So I'm converting it for RF power, so I can use these machines. So basically, they do every now and then bug out at first until you get them right, and then they stop, so you might need to break the blocks. What I found was that if it does play up after your solar panels turn off and back on, to break this block and replace it. If it still plays up, break this block, replace it, and break this block and replace it. So yeah, you just use the pick to do that. There's no wrench or anything like that. Some machines like these and these, they might need a wrench to break them or to turn them around, which I'll show you later. So yeah, some cool things about this too is I've got even though that I've got a furnace over there, I like using this pulverizer, and the reason being is that it's also quick, so I don't have to use overclockers, but I can put ores in here and I can possibly get a possibility of having a different ore here, which if I did, I could actually hook up the Emmy system to suck those ores out, which is probably not a bad idea to do later on. Over here we've got a work table. So the work table is basically like a stored recipe. You can get into auto crafting later on, which there's plenty to show you guys. Spawners and everything. I've got Enderman spawners in over there, and I've also got a blaze spawner in there ready to make spawn farms, Enderman farms, and blaze farms. So if I right click on here, you see I've got stored items already in here for recipes. Now as you can see, I've been making solar panels and all sorts of stuff. It's just an easier way to do it. One thing that I've noticed too is in here, to make a solar panel, you need a generator. Alright, sorry about that. We had a bit of a server problem, but yeah, it's a fairly new mod, as I was saying. We've already been discussing it. But anyway, back to what we're doing. So yeah, we're to the the work table. So yeah, as I was saying, there was a problem with the generators. Now with the generators themselves, you can't actually make them in the work table. There's a bit of a bug. So to make them, you need to get your batteries, your iron plates, and your iron furnaces, and you got to make them in a crafting table. Hence why I've got that there. So yeah, apart from that, you can place them back in and craft your solar panels from there. See, as you can see, there's a generator. So that's one that I've made earlier. So once you actually craft it the first time, it will come up here and there, and you can right click it to lock it, or you can just click this to clear it. So yeah, as you can see, I've already made some there, and over here I've also made some Emmy storage discs, which was what I was speaking about earlier. So yeah, they get bigger and bigger. There's with Monster, there's also larger ones now that are megabytes and whatever else, which we'll probably might get to way later on when we're storing mass amounts of stuff. But for now, yeah, like each tier that you go up, so you basically got a 1K, a 4K, 16K, and a 64K, which I haven't made one yet. But basically you just need three of these, three of these to make one of these, and you'll need three of these to make one of these, and so on. So yeah, once you get to these, it's not too bad. They only use a bit of gold to make one of these, and you use a bit of mimikite and it duplicates them, which is cool. Now, once you get into these is when you start using diamonds. So when we get around to doing the diamond farm, that's not going to be a problem. Especially when you use magic seeds and stuff like that. We'll get there eventually, and I'll show you some more about that soon. But anyway, the next thing we've got is, besides the Emmy system, and this is to show you how the Emmy system works. So yeah, we'll get around to, in the later episodes, some crafting some of this stuff, because you'll be with me when I start doing the diamond farm, which I will show you soon. So this is basically my little, all my cabling and things like that hidden behind the walls. It's kind of like my maintenance area, so I can get to everything. These are the Emmy drives. Now these are connected with the Emmy controller. They have to be hooked up to the Emmy controllers, otherwise you've got no storage. Now, each one of these racks, I've got 1K storages in here, and as you can see, they're being used. As some have got, more than others. Now, these ones can just store more of a certain item. They can only store up to 63 types of items. As you can see, that one's full. It's probably storing cobble and stuff. And that's 16Ks, and 64s will go here and so on, and we'll make this a bit of a server room later on. Don't worry about that. That generator was for earlier purposes. There's no way it's going to power an ME system off a generator, so don't even bother with trying to do that really. This is another MFE, so I've got a separate one just for my ME system. And you obviously need a low voltage transformer, because if you don't, it can blow up your machines. As you can see, I've got one over there as well. Now these all feed into solar panels, which is up on my roof. We'll just close this for now. Now the solar panels are out here. Now I've got a jetpack on, as you can see here. So if I press space, I can go up, but I don't have long fall boots, which we will make later on with the power armor downstairs, which you saw earlier, that cool looking thing next to the door. So these are the low voltage solar panels, so you need 8 normal solar panels to make one of these. So as I said, it is a bit tedious, but 3 of those pretty much do all those machines I've got down there at the moment. I'll probably need more later on once I start automating a lot of this, including the Tinker's construct. I will start automating that too. This is what I got running for the ME system. It does use a bit of power, but I don't have to worry about chests. So the plan is here, we're gonna start making spawners. Well, sorry, not spawners. Farms of certain types, different mobs. So more than likely the Enderman one will go here or something, and we'll go from there. Now the diamond tutorial, which will be one of my first tutorials about you guys actually watching me make something in Feed the Beast, is going to be down here. Now this is all going to get replaced. I just needed this at the start to make things like books and things, and potatoes for food and all that kind of cool stuff. Anyway, we're going to put all the machines here and possibly have the magic seeds here, which is coal seeds, as I've prepared some earlier. You do need a diamond to make a stone, a certain kind of stone. So if I look up coal seeds, I'll look at this. To make a weak essence, now you need one of these. I believe you only need one. You don't need to keep making these, which is a weak infusion stone. Now it does require a diamond or an emerald. Now some areas in Feed the Beast, people find more diamonds than emeralds. Some people find more emeralds than diamonds. I found a lot more emeralds than diamonds. I had 30 something emeralds, while other people had quite a few diamonds. But as usual, you've got to go all the way down to the bedrock to find them. But yeah, we're just going to farm them, because basically we're going to farm coal, and we're going to turn coal eventually into diamonds. So we're going to try to automate it by using fans and things like that to blow the seeds across if I can. well, I'll look into that before we get stuck into that, so that we don't have any kind of hang-ups or anything like that. So I want to make sure it all works. Don't want to waste your time. As you can see down there, it's my fluid ducts that I was speaking about earlier, that I had running over there. Yeah, what's he doing in here? Get away from me. Well, okay. Now, to take care of that problem, we can make a thing called it's a torch. It's a magma torch, if I remember. Now, I'm gonna probably have to ask to see if that's gonna affect any spawners upstairs, because I don't want it to stop spawning, because I do want spawns. Um, the other thing that might help too is putting some doors in this place. Now, for some reason, I always attract these guys. We have a bit of a joke about it. Yes, I have property protection, so it's not going to blow up anything. But anyway, yeah, well, when we usually go mining for some reason, I'm a creeper magnet. They just spawn on top of me. But anyway, hopefully you guys liked this place. I think this is a great starting point to start making some things. It's got everything we need in this little area, and we can build upwards and downwards and sideways and wherever we want to go. But everything's all nice and central here. Yeah, make some comments, anything you'd like to know or anything you'd like to comment on, go for it. I think the next episode we will be doing the diamond farm. So catch you guys next time, and hopefully you enjoyed this. Thanks.